into the national budget. And you remember, it's an executive bill, an executive appropriation bill submitted by the president. In other words, the president would have seen everything in that budget proposal before presenting it to the National Assembly. Okay? The president signed the budget into law. I mean, is it not surprising that a phantom agency can find its way into the national budget without the president knowing, without the chief of staff knowing, without the minister of finance knowing? What do you make out of this development?
Well, there is something that policymakers recommend. It's called consolidation of government. If you consolidate government, you reduce the size of government. One of our problems is the size of our government. You see, that agency is called council. It's not called commission. It's commissions that are authorized by written law. But agencies, council, program, they create these things anyhow. The tax body, the body that generated the tax bill that is controversial, we don't know the correct version of the law. It was a council, and the president's office set it up without authorization from anybody. And they were being paid. They may not have a budget head independently, but they are being paid, and huge sum of money was provided for them. And that council remains after the chairman has been made a minister.
Yeah.
It is the way things are run in Nigeria. But more to the point is authorization that the supposed council should hire staff, provision of office space in a federal secretariat. You know why this thing came out? The man made the mistake of convening a meeting of ambassadors to Nigeria, ambassadors in Nigeria. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs then raised the alarm. Maybe if the Minister of Foreign Affairs was from the same tribe or nation or ethnic group with the president, he will not raise the alarm. He may even go to the president or tell the chief of staff, I want to see the president, and they will say, File, leave it. And that would have ended the matter. Because for the ambassadors to respond meant that they knew that that council existed with authorization. But, like I said, every large government leaves leakages. Leakages. And when you have people from the same community running a government of a diverse community, conspiracy, do as you like, take what you want, becomes the order of the day. And you can see that there are reports that the man is recanting. He said I did it for a purpose, and then his father was arrested. But all these commanders of militants, their parents are being funded by the government. The Boko Haram person, the mother is living in Yobe and is protected by the military. But this one now, they arrested the father. One former chief of army staff, Salihu Ibrahim, is dead now. I think he's #1 in NDA. He said, when he was retiring, he said that the Nigerian army has become an army of anything goes. Nigeria has become a country of anything goes. The constitution and rules mean nothing.
Okay.
So, it's not surprising.
Yeah. You also, Mr. Madoka, you also feel that it's not surprising. But
the country of, if somebody who has served in the army at the level Salihu served, may God rest his soul, can leave that parting shot, that anything goes, it means that anything goes in the different sectors of Nigeria life. But you know, I thank God for Dr. KJ, who even opened up the processes of even certain things happening in Nigeria. Nigerians are people who live in total blackout. The government do not talk with the people. The government talks to Nigerians. We don't know how agencies are formed. They only meet together, do that. It's only now that even accepting for the first time that I'm learning how these things happen. But the Dogo Trenching does not solve the fact that PFIPC existed with empowerment from one of the major arms of Nigerian government, whether it's the presidency. Because we see a lot of organizations, when you see even their plate numbers say the presidency, they can call it anything. But in everything that happens in Nigeria or in the world generally, there is always one day when the air will blow and the people will see the backside of the chicken. This is one of it. Because beyond the fact because when you are started, I was like almost stopping you short of saying, it's like Mr. Bani, you are now part of it. Who says that PFIPC is phantom? If it is phantom, then everything about us is phantom. Both the government, the people, the Senate, everything must be phantom. The secretary to the government, the Bajamila, the chief of staff, everybody that has been involved, the president, secretary, the president of the Senate of Nigeria. That means we are running a phantom life and phantom governance. These are people who were creatively sat down, created PFI, and he was doing whatever he's doing. They did not, like you said, find time to clean it up and go follow the normal process. And so many organizations like that may be existing. Somebody said, I saw from unverified source, that we have over 32 agencies like that existing, that they created as conduit pipe of doing what you call incognito governance. That's the governing by underground. Putting it as conduit pipe to sieve Nigerian money. 1.3 billion as budget in national budget of Federal Republic of Nigeria, presented by the President of Federal Republic of Nigeria to the Nigerian National Assembly, and they signed. Only now you say it's phantom. I've used this word somewhere where Zebediah Okoligwe will say it's not phantom. It's what people who are saying phantom, they mean to say it's foul. It does not exist. There is something wrong that I've advised, that they began to organize themselves to kill it before it blows or more bad air to Nigeria. The international committee is watching us. Means that even if we are talking about Yahoo and scamming that the Nigerian people are known for internationally, there are some agencies from Nigerian office of the presidency that will write to foreign government. They want to say, is this one phantom or foul, or whether these are messing up the image of this country. Furthermore, we don't want to go into what so many people have said. You have office at the National Secretariat, you have budget, you have a mobilization fee of 240 billion to start up that organization, 300 staff, paid by government from civil service, everything, accounting, central bank. What are we talking about? I mean, there are certain things you don't say. It gets you, it makes you feel that, are you okay? Is this thing happening? Is it a dream? Like you said, living in phantom world.
Yes, gentlemen, you see, the presidency or the president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, has set up, asked the ICPC to look into the matter and giving ICPC 30 days to unravel the circumstances surrounding, the existence of these phantom agencies.
You keep using the word phantom.
So what, Dr. Ukeje, I mean, what do you expect from ICPC as far as its, directive from the president is concerned? Do you expect ICPC to come out to say this is a phantom agency, or do you expect ICPC to name those surrounding those involved in the establishment of this council or agency? Or, I mean, what do you expect from the ICPC?
Well, if I got the directive given correctly, they are asked to investigate the person they are accusing of raising a fake agency. They didn't ask the ICPC to investigate those who caused it or the a priori. Because the way our government is organized on paper is that it is the National Assembly that should investigate it and cause a hearing. If they take the bill submitted by the president, the budget bill, they look at it. The first thing they should do is to call the director of budget, Federal Ministry of Finance. This line item was here. Who submitted it?
Yeah.
Did you send a budget call circular to this body? How did you know that it exists? I think those are very simple matters. You go to the Federal Secretariat at Abuja and ask the Controller of Works or the Permanent Secretary, Minister of Works, who is in charge of the Federal Secretariat buildings, who requested you to allocate office to this person? Did you rearrange offices to create space for them, or there was a free space? Those are elementary questions you should ask, but you don't investigate yourself. These are just, It's not. That's not how to investigate matters.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the United States. We watch. It's an open government. You see how they interrogate their presidents all the time, including those who are in the same party with him. They speak out, but you can be sure that if the 300 people were employed, the National Assembly members or their leaders will get share in the employment, because that's how they do things. It's not. And come to think of it, as Chris said, if you go around in ENUGU here now, actually, if you go to the state secretariat, there is a road from that passes in front of the old Nitel.
Yeah, yeah.
It is said to be sponsored by the Nigerian Border Agency. Border is ENUGU at the border of Lagos, inside Enugu city. A road is supposed to be tarred by the border agency, and it was attracted by a member of the National Assembly.
Why did they take it to Obola for places like Obola?
I mean, you're already asking that question. But if you go around, you will see that agency executing phantom projects or phantom agency. If you go to Independence Layout towards the new Artisan, you will see a program of about 4 satellites, solar lights. They say it's sponsored by the Nigerian Post Authority, attracted by somebody. So I think Salihu Ibrahim had left Nigeria just like Signaturetv. Achebe said there was a country. Many people focus on Biafra, but there was a time when you could not do anything. If you come to the bank to open an account in the name of government, you have to bring a letter from the accountant general. If you submit it, the bank will go back to the office of the accountant general to investigate that they were the people that issued it.
Gentlemen, let's move forward. I mean, I've heard some people say that Nigeria is a huge joke, and this kind of development makes me feel or agree that Nigeria is a huge joke, like one of us mentioned here. There may be such phantom agencies, existing in the country, and that have found their ways into the national budget, and perhaps that's why it's been difficult for this administration to execute the 2024 budget, 2025 budget. We are in 2026. We are still executing 2024. Is that not laughable? I mean, we've not experienced this kind of a thing before. And I want to believe that it's because the budget is heavily padded. I want to believe that agencies that do not exist, find their ways into the budget. But I hope that one day there will be a cleanup of our system, and the money that is going into private hands will now be recovered and used for public good. Let's look at the rescue of 46 pupils and teachers of 3 schools abducted by the terrorists in 3 schools in the Nero local government area of Oyo State. They were there for 56 days, and does that looking at the number of days that they spent in captivity, and then looking at the strength of the Nigerian armed forces, the army, the police, other agencies, do you think, Mr. Maduka, that it ought to have taken such number of days to get these people rescued?
Thank you, Mr. Bani. There's this story I was told when I was young. They say tortoise was kept in a captivity for 24 or 30, more than 20 days. And it was the last day they were making an arrangement to release tortoise. And tortoise get worried and say, "Come on, remove me for this place is smelly." You remember that the Chibok girls are still in captivity. We remember that it's not only your children that are in captivity. As we are talking, there are children in captivity in Borno for more than... There are people who are in captivity that are not even known in the hands of bandits and terrorists that are ranging for over... Some of them are stayed for 6 months. So let's leave about duration. Let's look at the success that are meant by the combined security agency now. That is what should be, because if we are looking, we leave the success they achieved, look at the distances. Whatever long it takes them to prove themselves that we still have security agencies in Nigeria, we give them kudos. Because you get to a point where we were losing all hopes that everything Nigerian government and the security agency are overwhelmed. Now I've proved, said in other platforms that 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 they call it the Agama lizard. Agama lizard said if he does not behave like Agama lizard, children will eat Agama lizard in rainy season and dry season. So the security agencies have started beefing up to show that they are really security agencies with all the power given to them by the federal government of Nigeria to at least show signs that we start to raise a trust for that such agencies. They are combined agencies of security in Nigeria. So we need to pop champagne for them and say kudos to them. But God, who have granted them this strength to score this result, whatever it took, may He continually guide them, keeping them to achieve more results, rescue more people in captivity, and then think about how to even stop. Because there's no need to get people in captivity and go into negotiation. Why not nip the whatever it is at the board? Let it not grow into this monster that we get into this where we have to get to where we lose a teacher by beheading and a child dying because he cannot survive the stress, and many of them will come back. Only God knows when they take the truth. I've said in another platform that if these children are released now, they saw their teacher beheaded in the blood, how are we going to rehabilitate their psyche? What is going to wipe it in their memory all their life? Some of them are still tender, some as young as 4 years. They will live with this monster in their mind for the rest of their life. One day, when they become the monster himself, because they saw monster for 56 days, and it's enough for monster, if for those who are in art, for you to enter character, it's enough for the monster to enter them and remain there all the days of, unless when you release them, yes, we thank God, then you release them from the monster by rehabilitation, psychological and traumatic, rehabilitation. We talked about rehabilitating the repented bandits, and I've said let's also match it with rehabilitating those who has passed through that hell of experience to become modern human beings. I think it's a good result. We thank God. We need more of this result to begin to build confidence for Nigeria security platform apparatus.
Yeah, Dr. KJ, I mean, one thing that, I just struck me, was the statement made by the governor of your state, Brother Makinde, who said that he declared for presidential aspiration today, and the next day, these children and these pupils and teachers were abducted, I mean, do you think that abduction has any political undertone? I mean, do you think it was engineered by the opposition? And when I say the opposition, I mean the ruling government, to put Governor Makinde in a very bad light, given the fact that, he declared for presidential ambition. You think it was politically motivated? I mean, the abduction of those children and people and their teachers.
I think whoever said it is also part of the problem. When we say that Nigeria has become a country of anything goes, it is because those who are given offices to operate the constitution as established have veered off taking care of themselves. There is a prophet in the Bible, Amos. Many people don't hear about him. But he said that the people who are supposed to be shepherds are now eating the sheep. The former governor of Borno State, Modu Sheriff, recently he attacked Obi, that he destroyed the mosque, that is unelectable. When people who are prominent generate hate, what do you expect the other people to do? So these things we see, they come from the leaders. As I was coming here, I saw about 5 men in khaki uniform from the Ministry of Transport holding somebody in the middle of the road around the old zoo. If you want to make ENUGU a business-friendly environment, do you have to be rough in enforcing traffic regulation? One of the things that make for rule of law is that the law must be known. You make the law known. You keep signs. These people who are supposed to enforce it should make themselves visible to discourage disobedience.
Sometimes they hide somewhere.
Even the Federal Road Safety Commission, what they do is to stay at a sharp bend so that you don't see them.
Yes.
So those are gradations of intimidation and banditry. This one is open. Around the city, you will see people holding sticks on road. I don't know what they are enforcing.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing. Chris was talking about multiplicity of agencies. In the police, this police that is supposed to be reorganized now, you will find multiplicity of task forces. The Inspector General of Police makes himself the only policeman. He can send people to Bayelsa to go and arrest somebody. But the law says, if somebody offends you, criminal law, you go to a police station and make a report. If the desk officer considers that there is merit in what you are saying, he will make entry in a diary and cause the person you are complaining about to be invited, not arrested. If there is evidence that a crime has been committed, the person will be asked to make a statement.
Yeah.
Then a senior officer will consider it and see whether the matter can be resolved or taken to court. But these things have been abolished.
Yeah.
You have almost 40 top ranking police officers working in the office of the IG as staff officers. They themselves have become commanders. They reduce commissioners of police in states to nothing. They can arrive and say that we are IG team or so. Even the commissioners in states create the same monsters. They go to local government areas ask the DPO, where are you? Carry people. Yeah. You know, you detain somebody, they release. You don't detain somebody, they ask you to detain the person. So it's, I mean, we are in hell. Any day you wake up from your own house, you are lucky.
Yeah, let's not look at the Oyo abduction in isolation as far as, political involvement is concerned. Mr. Maduka, do you think the insecurity, that has, has now become uncontrollable, seemingly uncontrollable in Nigeria, is politically motivated? Do you see the hand of Esau and the voice of, Jacob in there?
I sat for the last 2 years analyzing newspaper headlines in Nigeria. I have gotten to know or see or read about several things about insecurity in Nigeria. We have read the economic motivation in insecurity in Nigeria. We have read about political motivations in insecurity in Nigeria. We have read about the real religious motivations in insecurity in Nigeria. We have read about the ordinary ones who have decided they are bandits and terror that they come out to so if we put them together. We have read about the bad governance motivated insecurity in Nigeria, hardship, hunger, political, religious. So you see they have created multi-headed monster. And then, the Igbo says, like I always say, if you want to stop fight, if Chris and Mike Obama want to fight, you want to stop it, let Dr. Ukeje first of all not allow me to push you. Because once I push you, you want to push back. So the first thing you do is do not allow push. Because if you allow push and you stop the other person from pushing back, you'll be accused of being tribalistic or biased. Now, Nigeria allowed this to grow into this monster, and people started seeing openings to come. There is even tribal profiling to insecurity. There is a lot of things political. If I know that if I do this in your state, I can put diversion. So it's not ruled out. To answer your question directly, there are some political, whether there is political motivation indirectly or your own, is what I cannot establish. The security agencies and all the people involved in the investigation and all we can tell us. But there may be insinuations, because if this thing has happened in the recent past and it happened in recent present, you can do analysis and say it looks like maybe. So it's the people that will need to stand out and tell people, no, there is nothing like that, or this is just pure act of violence motivated by bandit and terrorism, which has happened in so many places. But let me say that it is not, because the most people have lost trust. I have also told you my experience, and then Nigerians lost trust in political leadership of Nigeria because they believe anything, like we have established here. Nigeria is a place where anything can happen. So you don't rule out anything. So anything you hear, you begin to analyze it, and anything you give your attention grows. So people have seen that you can even use political motivation to push insecurity, and it works for them, and they go home scot-free. So people are using different motivations. People are using different interests to make insecurity. The worst, the ultimate is that Nigerian wretched of the earth, the masses like us, are suffering the result of it all. Because they say, when two elephants are fighting, the grasses suffer. So when the political elephants in Nigeria, the economic elephants, religious elephants, or whatever elephants that are fighting, as far as they remain elephants, it's only the 240 million Nigerians, if we are still up to that number, that are suffering it. So it's not ruled out.
Mr. Maduka, you talked about the existence of elephants, and those elephants are still there. Yet we are talking about the establishment of state police.
Yes.
Do you think, Dr. KJ, do you think the state police, establishment of state police, is an answer to the insecurity, or will be an answer to the insecurity in Nigeria? What can the state police do to either reduce or eliminate entirely insecurity in Nigeria? Do they have that kind of force? Are we expecting any good results from the state police when it is established?
Looking at what we already have and where we are coming from, it will worsen insecurity. I was a child when we had the Native Authority Police. They call it NA.
Is it the ones they call Kotuma?
They all originated from the Hausa Constabulary, which the British used to conquer many places. Eventually, when they set up courts, then you had court messengers. The character has been the same all along till now, and it's getting worse. The Eastern region were the only region that supported the existence of Nigeria police. All the other regions had Native Authority Police, and they were using it for political gain. Now, the state police cannot be more efficient than the state governments.
Yeah.
Just apart from Abia, just go around the southeast. Go to any state secretariat and see whether you can find work going on. If you go to the licensing office in ENUGU here, you will see mother, child, nanny operating there. Instead of giving you a slip to go to the bank and pay for your motor vehicle license or whatever, they will ask you to bring the money and pay it into their own account so that they will generate receipt for you. And you will pay them commission. So it is a privatized enterprise. You go to the Ministry of Agriculture, Ministry of Education, you must have had the Minister of Education talking about reform of the 6334 system.
Yeah.
But we have a National Council on Education where all the states and the federal government discuss things before they are done. You've had projections of reform of the National Youth Service Corps. National, not federal. There is an agency. It's a national thing. All the youth corps camps belong to the state governments because they are contributing. And the states pay some stipend to corpers posted in their area. Obani, there was a country. There was. Things are getting worse. The state police, go to any governor's office or any permanent secretary's office or any commissioner's office, see whether you will see a map of the state. Because those are tools for governance. If you put the map of ENUGU state in the office of the governor, whenever he looks, he will say, Allah, where is this place? Look at the spelling. A-W-L-A. How do you pronounce it? What have we done for that area? Even in the scripture, they ask, kings ask question, what have we done for a person who did this? But you see the governor will just be moving from one point to the other. You go to the Ministry of Agriculture, you will not see a soil map of ENUGU state. And you say you have an agricultural program. Soil map. Because without knowing the quality of the soil around this, you cannot promote particular crops. As a young man, I knew that there was the World Bank financed a program to introduce rice production in East Central states. They had places in Ohafia, in Aguata, in Omo, you know. Oh man, he's late now. Dr. Robert Achike. He was an agronomist. When you see him, you know that he's a serious person. No, you don't hear of anything. When Chim Nobodo was the governor, we had a Professor Ekbete, you know, they had cooperatives. There was a lecturer in Nsukka who was well known for cooperatives. Now you don't hear everything is president, governor, senate president, no more. All others are sheep without shepherd. So my understanding is that if you want to have state police, you just amend the constitution and say there shall be a state police, even local government, and their responsibility shall be as follows. But this one, they are packaging bill, and that they want to, because they have seen that the constitution will not be amended, they now want to enact a law saying there shall be state police so that they can arrest their opponents.
Mr. Wataka, do you think the state police issue will be a reprieve to us, will reduce insecurity. Because talking to someone who lived in the United States, of America for over 20 years, where they practice this state police, he did say that yes, there exists state police in the United States. Another police outfits. You had the federal police, you have state police, and the council, county police, and all that. But one issue, where he was concerned was the issue of recruitment. We are talking about state police in Nigeria. We borrow the system of government that we operate in presently from the United States of America, the presidential system of government. Yet we don't really follow the principles of presidential system. We pick, choose, the ones that we like. We are talking about state police, and the impression we've gotten, from the presidency and all that, is that indigenes of the state will form the state police. Okay, so when you have state police, when it is promulgated into law, it means that in ENUGU state, only indigenes of ENUGU state, okay, can find their ways or can be recruited into the state police system. But it's not so in the United States. If I'm from Abia State, and having lived in ENUGU state, okay, for some years, 10 years, 15 years, I am qualified, okay, to if I apply to be recruited into the ENUGU State Police Command, I can be employed.
Yeah.
So it doesn't. I mean, the Hausa man who has lived here for 15 years, for 20 years, and is living in a separate part of ENUGU state, say like Artisan side or Gariki or that, he knows the area very well, more than myself. So what stops him from being recruited into, because we're talking about intelligence gathering. The Hausa man who lives in Gariki or the Fulani man who lives in Abakpa knows the area very well, more than myself. So what stops him from being recruited into the ENUGU State Police Command?
You have a point there. My father told me, now, in other words, there is always something peculiar about a community, a country, a state, or a nation, a continent, and something unique about the world we live in, because I believe there's another world somewhere. Nigeria has its own problem. It started by giving impetus to tribalism and that. But let me say before I lose that I have been one of the foremost promoters of state police. But when people raise their fears that are cogent, like Dr. Ukeja has raised his own fear about state police, I begin to pull back, but it has not deterred me from promoting state police. If from what is happening on the ground now, let's start from the citizens. If that is okay, before we talk about other people who know my house more than myself, let's start with the citizens. If that will solve the problem. Recruit citizens of the state only to become the members of that state police. The only greatest fear is monopolizing state police and using it as a weapon of politics to make sure that your political opponents do not raise their heads. That's the only thing that has been there. Even they themselves that are politicians know themselves, know that such things are likable to come up, and they have held the state police in Nigeria for a long time until now. Now they've seen what is bigger than the farm. They've sold their barn. Because insecurity has gotten to the point where you can't start saying, hey, political opponent. Because when insecurity comes, he doesn't know political opponent, he doesn't know any party. Anybody they catch will go there. If you come out alive, you pay a huge ransom. If you don't come out alive, well, you go die with your politics or party. that has gotten to the point that now see that when you see what is bigger than the farm, you sell your BAM. Insecurity in Nigeria has gotten to the point that it's forcing us to look this deep. I kept mentioning, and I will still mention it here. Amoteku, being operated in some states in southwestern Nigeria, has been one of the most active vigilante group that has made itself, just because of this delay in state policing, they have called themselves Amoteku, a vigilante group, but well organized. The state governor is the chief commander-in-chief. He takes his command, and the visitor, when you see them and their presentation and the way they organize themselves, you now see it's only by giving them Osun State Police. That's all. Otherwise, they have been operating as full police that are concerned about protecting their territorial integrity, because tribalism in Nigeria has brought a common problem to be profiled into tribalism. So anybody is like, to attend to all Israel, go and protect. Even the state, federal government, the local, all of them are told individuals to go and protect themselves. So I still support state police. If it means go protect yourself, let all the people come back to protect their states. If you have lived with me and you want to be part of it, there might be a process that can be added. Since it's not constitutional, it's by bill. There can be a bill that if you have stayed in a place, of course, there was one time they said, if I live in ENUGU state for over 10 years, that I can apply to be a citizen. I get that. If Nigeria are really sincere, anybody who lives in Kano state for 20 years, going to 30 years, is supposed to come up. When Nigeria was good, somebody was told that the Alhaji who won election in ENUGU state to represent his people, and the Igbos have won election in Yoruba land, until the monster of tribalism set in and has grown into not just a monster, but a hydra-headed monster. Nigeria has gone into bits and pieces. So if it is about that, let every man to his own tent to protect yourself, because this bandit and terrorism has seen the divisional issues about Nigeria and has crippled under Nigeria, under that disunited Nigeria to finish us. So state police come in. If you allow, it become competitive. If ENUGU state police fails, Anambra might succeed. So we cannot put all of them together and condemn. Let people, you can still see where you say, why not the police in Edo State is doing well, but your own in here is not doing. So let's just give people chance to now mess it up. Let's get there before we now see. If all those problems start solving out, Nigerians are resilient people. When it gets to that point, we can use the same hand we used to mark good to mark bad. Yeah,
Dr. KJ, the argument which the person I was discussing with, his emphasis is this, that you look at a state like Lagos. If Lagos State has a population of 20 million, let us say that Yorubas constitute 9 million of that population, and the next ethnic group in Lagos is the Igbo. The Igbo occupies or commands the second largest entity in Lagos State. If you go to Kano, the same. If you go to Plateau State, the same. And you have a situation in Lagos State, for instance, where the Lagos State police command is made up of Yorubas. And if an Igbo man has a problem, we're not talking about insecurity, banditry or what, but there are issues that the state police officers can handle. And you see, all the policemen in the Lagos State Police Command are from the Yoruba tribe. If I am an Igbo man, how do I get justice from a state police, made up of Yorubas? Unlike the federal police system, where you have an Igbo man serving in Lagos, you have an Igbo man serving in Kano State and Kaduna State, but this one is an indigenous state. Security force. How do I get justice as an Igbo man if I have a quarrel with a Yoruba man? That that is the problem that one may encounter with the establishment of state police.
I think you are looking at the outcome. But before you start a process, you must have an objective. Why I say that the state police will have no impact, positive impact, is that we manage without objectives. This current police we have, if it is run according to the statutes, we will not have problem. Like I said, the Inspector General of Police has no duty to have somebody arrested in ENUGU who have alleged to have committed a crime. If somebody writes a petition, all this now, you hear that a lawyer wrote a petition. If you write a petition to the Commissioner of Police or the State CID Director, he should minute on it, directing the DPO in the area where the crime is supposed to have been committed to deal with the matter. Simple. But this centrifugal force, everybody grabs the power. The president grabs power, Senate president grabs power, governor grabs power. It will not work because the objective is for their personal objective is to maximize their power. If the objective is to offer security to the people, Chris mentioned other people who have been kidnapped. There is this girl, Leah Sharibu. She was among students kidnapped. But when they asked her, will you leave Christianity? She said no, and they arrested her. How many years now? If security of the people was the object of the government of Yobe State, the governor will make sure that girl was released in 1 week. There were Christians who were kidnapped in Kaduna during this last Easter. They are still there. When something happens that is traumatic, the government stops to deal with that problem. But it doesn't happen here. And it's not going to change. That's why I talked about going to the federal secretariat or state secretariat to see whether, if the Ministry of Agriculture is not working, Ministry of Education is not working. You are aware that governments around this country have been making a policy saying that there should be no graduation in a private school.
Yeah.
But when you go to government schools, when inspectors come there, they prepare jollof rice, buy food, buy kola nut, and no report is written. So anybody who has failed should move out so that successful people will come in. But failures have been, building story buildings. They cannot do better than they are doing.
Yeah.
And how are you going to even finance the police? Because if you are going to share policing function, you have to reduce federal allocation to enable the states to run
the state police.
The state police, because you are giving them more duty.
Yeah.
And come to think of it, the procurement of weapons is federally controlled.
Yeah.
Who is going to authorize a state government that is not under the control of the president to buy weapons? They may say that your application is under consideration while rioters will capture your police stations. So we need to do things differently.
The oversight function of the federal police over state police is not.
That is not what it's supposed to be, because in the US, the Federal Bureau of Investigation has field offices, but much of what you have in the United States and even the UK are city polices, metropolitans. What you have in the US as states is paratroopers, part of the army, their own contribution to the army from time to time. So I don't think we are just joking.
Well, gentlemen, my producer is warning me. We are running against time. We'll make it some other day. Time will not permit us to keep discussing the issue of state policing. But like Mr. Batuka said, let's establish state police first of all and see how it functions.
We'll
keep talking about it. We'll keep looking at the loopholes and all that. But my prayer is that our country will be rescued from, corruption. Don't forget the fact that the former head of state, late head of state now, President Muhammadu Buhari, did say at one point in time that if we don't kill corruption, corruption will kill Nigeria. And because of because corruption has permeated our system, that's why we've gave this issue of a phantom agency being introduced into the national budget. Otherwise, we wouldn't have seen that kind of a thing. Because of corruption, we are not able to implement the 2024 budget, 2025 budget. We are still in we are still implementing 2026 budget. This is the issue. Nigeria has been the development of Nigeria has been slowed down because of corruption. And gentlemen, we pray that corruption will die.
Doesn't kill us.
That doesn't kill us. Corruption. That will kill corruption, so that our country will develop. Just like other United States of America, UK, and all that way our citizens are running into. Gentlemen, there has been an exciting day. It's been an exciting discussion. I wish we make it. I hope we make it some other time. It's been a pleasure having you.
Thank you very much.
It's been a pleasure having you.
Thank you.
And thank you, please, too.
Yes.
And viewers. Keep tuned to Signature Television. We make it some other time. My name is Mike Obani. Thank you very much.
Health is more than a diagnosis. It's your lifestyle, your choices, and your future. Join us on Inside Health, your weekly deep dive into the stories, science, and solutions shaping your well-being. From expert interviews to real-life journeys of healing and hope, we cover it all.
One of the complications of cancer management or treatment is they have some of them at one point in time, you see them having anemia. Okay, so you see them at times being transfused. But at the same time, you come in with a diet.
Nutrition, mental health, innovations in medicine, fitness, and everyday wellness. Whether you're managing a condition, staying informed, or just living your best life, Inside Health is your trusted guide.
I'm Signaturetv, and I'll be with you every week on Inside Health, only on Signaturetv.
Plugged into the heartbeat of entertainment on The Hub, your ultimate show on E-Vibes. From trending stories and social media drama to top charting music, must-watch movies and exciting moments from the world of arts, we've got it all. Join us for unmissable conversations with your favorite entertainment personalities, plus fun segments every week.
I should try harder, so...
Okay, I don't know that one.
Outfit of the day.
Oh, I don't do that. That's some Gen Z stuff.
Oh, now you say it's a Gen Z stuff.
It's everything you love about entertainment, served fresh every week at 1 p.m. with weekend repeats just in case you missed it. The Hub's on E-Vibes, where the vibes never stop. Only on Signaturetv.
Tired of the snow? Tired of the bad TV signals? Nigeria has gone digital. Introducing Free TV, the national platform for every Nigerian. Get 100 plus channels immediately. Sports, news, and entertainment in your native language. All with clear picture quality. Whether you're in the city or the village, our satellite signal reaches every corner of 36 states from day one. No monthly subscription, just a compatible decoder and you are set. It's a national asset built for you. Take the show on the road, download the Free TV app and stream your favorite channels anywhere. Starting this May, scan to download the app or call 0700 388 7277. Free TV. digital TV for free. Brought to you by NBC.
Health is more than a diagnosis. It's your lifestyle, your choices, and your future. Join us on Inside Health, your weekly deep dive into the stories, science, and solutions shaping your well-being. From expert interviews to real-life journeys of healing and hope, we cover it all.
One of the complications of cancer management or treatment is they have some of them at one point in time, you see them having anemia. Okay, so you see them at times being transfused. But at the same time, you come in with a diet.
Nutrition, mental health, innovations in medicine, fitness, and everyday wellness. Whether you're managing a condition, staying informed, or just living your best life, Inside Health is your trusted guide.
I'm Signaturetv, and I'll be with you every week on Inside Health, only on Signaturetv.
Signaturetv, news in your pocket. Signaturetv, news in your pocket.
New every morning on Signaturetv, we open the day for you with needed energy, information, and required vibes to shape your day. From sizzling snippets of stories in various areas of life to intriguing conversations with net worth guests.
When you have people who have no track record becoming your leaders, you have a problem.
There is no outstanding gratuity when Obi took over from me. I left in all the accounts of Anambra State 13.8 billion for him.
Your day cannot be complete without Signature Morning on weekdays and Signature New Day on weekends. There is no better way to start your day except Signature Morning and Signature New Day every day on Signaturetv.
Signaturetv, news in your pocket.
local.
International communities observing the
Why the main market is in chaos. People
We are national.
Those in support of this motion as amended say aye. Aye. We have taken it to by default.
We are international.
Israeli airstrikes.
Donald Trump left us the worst unemployment.
Signature TV, news in your pocket.
Every second, every minute, every day, news is breaking. Events occur and there are new developments. At Signature TV, we follow these stories objectively, bringing all sides without bias, explaining the complex issues, breaking down the numbers, and investigating the issues behind the news. Anywhere and everywhere, near or far, wherever the news is, we will be there. Signature TV. News in your pocket.
local.
International communities observing
Why the main market is in chaos. People
We are national.
Those in support of this motion as amended say aye. Aye. We have taken it by default.
We are international.
Israeli airstrikes.
Donald Trump left us the worst unemployment.
Signature TV, news in your pocket.
Welcome to another day on Muse. Muse is a program on Signature Television where you have only me coming to you, thinking and talking. This is not new. I mean, for some of you who have been following on, this is not new. So you only say, this man has come again. I've come again. Please accept me the way I am. My name is Christian Chibuz Omaduka. I'm the chief muser. The opposition they gave me. It's not fake agency. It's real because you can see me, you can feel me. I mean, you can see me flesh and blood. I'm not a fake agency, not a fake individual. In Nigeria is anything that happens in one week, one trouble. But he has come down to the level where we have 1 hour, 2 troubles. And they say, God forbid, are we going to survive in a nation like this? I'm still get to that. There are a few things we want to think and talk about. Like I always say, you are free to talk and think. Here we chose to think and talk. Whether you are thinking or talking and thinking, you are doing something all the same. It reminds me what a professor said at University of, I won't say where, but the university in Nigeria somewhere. And the professor is an Igbo man who teaches mass comm. He said, you know, whether people are taking decision, but whether they are taking good decision or bad decision, they are taking decision all the same. And he said so many things that it will be funny if I talk about it. He said that when we talk about chitty chatty and titty bitty, we are talking about the things that are happening in mass communication. Here I am to talk about titty bitty that is happening in Nigeria, where you have so many things happening. Let's start with the hunger and hardship in Nigeria, in northern Nigeria. The United Nations has recently said that hunger and hardship has reached the worst level in Nigeria, and they use the word worst level. It's just reported in few Nigerian newspaper headlines, and it's not something we can gloss over because the problem is looking at us eyeball to eyeball. Hardship in northern Nigeria has reached the worst level. It sounds like something that Nigerian politicians trust them. They are very creative. They just turn it into campaign topics. Like a lot of people go to the church, they have prayer point. This one has become campaign point. So very soon, big rallies for political parties will assemble in northern Nigeria. They will gather the wretched of the earth, masses of them, you know. And then people will gather in the big field, and the big politician will mount the rostrum and start telling them, I am going to stop hunger and hardship in northern Nigeria if you vote for me. If you want to stop fight, first of all, stop the push. Once the push has been done, it will be difficult to stop the fight. Anybody who wants to stop hunger and hardship in northern Nigeria. It's just that the United Nations has been segregatory in their reporting of hunger and hardship in Nigeria. It's better to say there is hunger and hardship in Nigeria has reached the worst level. A lot of data has come. This one is United Nations. When you go back to the newspaper headlines, you will see, and then you see the data they are giving us. But some people have said that over 140 million Nigerians still coming from these international agencies have been pushed into abject poverty. Not just poverty, a poverty that has been described as abject one. Poverty where don't get mama, papa, and they born twins. Kai, who did this to Nigeria? God will save Nigeria. Nigeria will help thee. We used to sing in our national anthem. Now, there are different implications to this. If you are talking about insecurity in northern Nigeria, if you are talking about drug abuse of banned substances and drug and hard some of those banned substances and hard drugs in northern Nigeria, look at the street children. What is that thing they call them again? Almajiri. It sounds like another name in Nigeria, Almajiri. I don't know where we got that. But everything negative is always springing up from Nigeria. That are part of the people. You find them roaming the street with some plastic plates and looking for food here and there. That tells you that if you tell me who your friends are, I will tell you the kind of person you are. If you look at the children drop out of school, street children in Nigeria, people who sleep in bus stops and some areas that you can't imagine people will sleep and wake up in Nigeria, you don't need United Nations to tell us that's hunger and hardship. Of course, even our political leaders, the governments in places from local government to state to federal has said there is acknowledged there's hunger. You said acknowledge. Don't be too short. The spokesman of the federal government of Nigeria, is he spokesman of the presidency? I don't know. Spokesman of the president, the spokesman of Nigeria should be the Minister of Information. But But the spokesman of the president, Mr. Bayo Onanuga, said that he cannot see hardship and hunger, that he is suffering from some, what he called ophthalmologic sickness, that this hunger and hardship that United Nations from the office in New York can see in Nigeria, that the man working in Aso Rock, speaking for a president, cannot see it. That tells you it's not in politics. You decide what you see and what not to see. But whether you see it or not, the fact remains that even me that is speaking here, I am hungry. So nobody need to tell me whether Nigeria hunger situation has gotten to worse. So it better that either accept it and start looking for a way to solve the problem, or we keep denying it, which is obvious. You can always deny, but whether you deny it or not, there is hunger and hardship in Nigeria. That's about it. I just want to think and talk about it. Because if I go more to do and talk about hunger and hardship, the hunger and hardship in my stomach will be gnawing away, and the worms there will be eating deep, and wasting energy, and the little that left talking about it, when some people who are supposed to see it have decided not to see it. So the fact remains that is my word against theirs, or their words against us. Do we have them and us? We are supposed to have a nation where the government will be talking with the people. But here we find some people in government, either they are demarcating or marketing, managing and damaging. Directors of government go ahead to say whatever they want to say, whenever they get up to say. Whether they thought about it or did not think about it like we are doing here is their problem, and let's sort it out. So thank you. The next agenda we have here said, this one is, there's an organization they call PFIPC. Whatever that means, has begun as something that has blown into a scandal in Nigeria. They say this particular government agency, not just government agency, attached to the presidency. You have a lot of offices in Nigeria. When you see their vehicle and their acronym everywhere, they say the presidency. But this one they call PFIPC has come out with a scandal. What is a scandal? Somebody who's supposed to be the Director General, Substantial Executive CEO of PFIPC has come out to say that certain things have started happening, that the money they gave him, mobilization fee, and some people who gave the money throw away and want to collect, and he said no. In my language is when two thieves go to thief and they could not share it, then that's how the neighbors will know that the thieves are sharing their loot at the backyard of the house, because they will start fighting. This fight has blown into a rough one. According to Fela Nikolai Gokuti, it's a rough fight. When fight get to rough level, they don't beautify them again. Nobody will say, hit me here, don't hit me here, when such a rough fight starts. So the rough fight between Adeyemi, one Mr. Adeyemi of PFIPC that he used to be, but is now fake. They've been into rough fight, and along the line, he dragged Bajabi Amila, the chief of staff of the president, Aso Rock, into it, and suddenly along the line this morning, according to newspaper headline, the state government, the secretary to the federal government of Nigeria has been dragged into it in one way or the other. So the fight is expanding. Even along the fight, some people who are supposed to be key witnesses have been found dead in alleged hotel that got burnt in one place in Abuja. The name of the hotel, they say Ikachi. The police are also involved, and then the fight is just going round. What is funny that we want to think about here and talk about is that the chief, the man himself, who is the chief of staff, one of the strongest kitchen cabinets in this government, has been fingered, has been centered around it. Make me happy, bring money, make we share, You did not bring that then. Somebody start talking. A lot of Nigerian politicians are calling for demand to resign so that they will all step aside. Using that word, IBB brought the step aside so that they can. Falana has said, let Benjamin Abila step aside, let them probe the scandal. But now the thing is, the question we want to think and talk about. This particular organization got about 1.3 billion in the new 2026 budget of Federal Republic of Nigeria. This organization got an office space at the Federal Secretariat, Abuja. This organization has a location of 300 staff that the government approved for them to employ, and they are put in the civil service structure, earning salaries from Nigerian government. This organization has been representing Nigeria at different international forums, even representing the people who visit here as international business envoys and ambassadors, and have come to visit. And this particular organization, represented by one Mr. Adeyemi, has been receiving them with his officials in his office. This same organization is having an account with the Central Bank of Nigeria. This same organization now tagged the fake. Who did this to Nigeria? God. Oh, certain things that doesn't join. You know, in Nigeria, you see, many people are going mad because when they begin to put all these facts together, none of them can join. They start lose their sense and they say they are mad. One man say, why people say he's mad is because if you want to say one thing, another will enter his mouth. God forbid, you're not going to do me madness. So, talking about PFIPC, whatever it means, I have put a lot of facts together, but this organization, the Asorok is insisting is fake. Now, how fake is this fake? How many of these organizations are existing in Nigeria that are fake? How many of them have been created as conduit pipe of corruption to suck money from our little, whatever is left of Nigerian money? The one that we use to service debt, that we have borrowed so much, the one that little comes in from the oil we explore in Nigeria and steal half of it, sold it abroad and go back and bring it back and refine petroleum. And the little that's left, the 70,000 naira minimum wage promised that some states have not started paying, and we're still turning it about. But this organization is talking about 400 million, 240 million that shared mobilization fee, and all kind of figures that have been talking about in this scandal. It can make somebody go crazy. I don't want to think about it. Somebody cannot go and do the smelly thing, and I will go and stoop on it. Nah. In Igbo land, they say, no, I can't do that. Whatever any man, so let it rip. I can't go and start ripping, but we have to talk about it because this organization now is fake. The world is watching Nigeria, how we are handling it, and before you know it, it will die natural death as usual. But Nigerians are watching. The world is watching. At this time, this government is seeking for second tenure, asking the people for another time to vote for them. This scandal needs to be managed well. If it's not managed well, I'm a broadcaster, and then when I can only talk and then talk. Whether you hear or don't hear, I've done my bit. So I keep talking and thinking, or talking and thinking, or thinking and talking. That's what we do. So we have to talk about it because it's a standard raging now and it's a trending thing. So whether you think about it or not, but these facts are there. If somebody build a house, get a tenant, occupy, take everything, sign contract, do everything, then suddenly something crop up, you say this one is a fake tenant. The federal government has to look deep into it and tell us which of the organizations that are, because anything can crop up tomorrow, they will not tell us. They start mentioning fake organizations that are existing in Nigeria, and before you know it, even you yourself, who is the talking, they will declare you fake. If you talk too much Nigerian, we deny you and say you are not a Nigerian, you are a fake Nigerian. So I wonder some of the influencers are going on in the news, in the social media, asking for let nothing happen. Let the man still speak and tell us who is pushing this button of scandal, what is it that how many organizations exist like PFIPC that is fake? In Nigeria, nothing is impossible. This is a country of endless opportunities, endless scandals, endless things that do not join. But God bless Nigeria. Nigeria, we move forward. What else can I do? The next agenda says flooding. Flooding again. The fear of flood has triggered panic in the states that are prone to flood. Is it enough for this to trigger panic? Yes. Is it enough that even already some states are deep down in water like Lagos State? Yes. Is it true that the NIMET, the organization that is in charge of the environmental predictions and the weather and all, predicted about this flooding 6 months ago? Yes. Then what is it that has happened that Nigerians did not take care of this? Why are we still talking about fear when they say a problem known is a problem half solved? What is happening in Lagos State? Look at the pictures. What is going on? This one don't pass fear. The fear don't swallow, the fear of flooding has swallowed some part of Lagos. They're ready to swallow a lot of states in the few days because the NIMET has predicted that this rain is going to be so bad before it gets better. Before this is the way they call it the peak. They say it gets darker before dawn. That is it. The rainy season started like joke. It has gotten to the apogee, the climax, and the zenith of it that is gotten worse. Then, what are the states doing? What are the SEMAs? Where are the NEMAs? Where are the emergency organizations? What are they doing? Because Nigerians are still the best people who wear this shoe and they're spending them. Some of them, they are probably, I saw a viral video where a child is being pulled from the roof, above the roof, because people, even the parents are hanging, somebody is bringing child through the ceiling, and they're bringing the child through the roof, and they collect him because the water has swallowed the building. Now the question is, when are we going to start looking at anticipatory actions against some of these emergencies? Or we don't call them emergencies again because they are predicted. When are we going to have actions that will make us to become proactive instead of reactionary to this? We will always wait until the flood swallows us before we begin to talk about the fear, before people begin to talk about it, and then people would have died. Property worth billions of naira in this hardship and hunger would have been swallowed. And some of the people, what is Nigeria talking about? Or, of course, Nigeria is talking something. They are talking about 2027 political build-up. Which party to deregister, which one to register. Even at this time, horse trading, the result of primary elections are not yet out. INEC has released key or codes to the portals. Some people are seeing, you see yourself today, where everything about Nigerian political system has become Obanje. Like Professor Wole Soyinka wrote in his poem, Abiku, coming and going in these several seasons. Come and go, come. Turn out politics. You see your name today in INEC portal, the next day you don't see it. You see your party today, logo today, you don't see it. It's going off and on, and think we are making headway. Well, I always say, how we make our mouth is how we lie on it. We cannot go to Malta, Greece, America to bring them to come and sort this problem out. We destroy our nation, we lay back on it because any goat that's lying on the ground is lying on its skin. That is the problem of bone and silence. So we move on. The next thing is the one that has become so emotional to some of us who served Nigeria. I went to serve Nigeria 1 year voluntary service of Nigerian youths. We call it Youth Service Corps. The NYC is going through reforms. A lot of things came up, and the federal government has come out to deny that we didn't say that we're going to use Adire as a uniform for... I've always said that people who manage information for our agencies in Nigeria, they are suspect. Is it that the agencies do not want the information to be managed well, or that they deliberately keep it that so that they will leave Nigerians on wild goose chase of rumor mills, or what you call the market talk. Instead of using the agencies who have radio, television, social media for this organization, they have their handles in, and not many of them, but you can't see them coming out to give Nigeria information. They will allow Nigerians to come up with their own information. After all, it's this country. During the Buhari days in government, the president was away for 151 days out of office, but nobody reported where our president was. They left Nigerians to be here. Somebody wake up in the morning and say, neighbor, do you know where our president is? He said, I don't know. He said, I went to buy akara the other day. The woman selling akara said, our president is in America. Oh, the person will go with that. Another one says he's in London. That we're talking like this for 151 days until our president came back. You can see that is what you call information management. Some people are paid. They sit down in the offices eating goro and granite, and they say they are managing information of Nigeria. Why Nigeria, at this era of information crisis, is going through rumor. Somebody said there is a delay now that would even come up with some designs. Trust AI. AI has designed uniforms made of adire, beautiful, smart ladies wearing, and boys wearing adire, But even the NYC, just before, they have to wait for that to happen before they say they're going to remove army, all the military things now, and try to make it a civilian thing. But I didn't see anything wrong in Nigerian young people leaving school, having some, even if it's 2 weeks or 3 weeks of orientation of regimented life like the military, because the military remained the most disciplined organization in Nigeria, despite the fact that we have pulled them into the street, tried to rub mud and oil and salt on their, because a friend told me once you bring them out of the barrack and keep them in the street, very soon their prestige will be rubbed off, but it has started happening. But still, when you see people in khaki, you still look back and say, hey, are we safe? So that fear of the military is still there. So when Nigerian young people like us, when we serve, they are wearing that khaki, proudly singing Nigeria.
Welcome to Global News on Signature TV. I am Barry Kumo Ado. In the headlines, FG declares Tuesday public holiday for ENUGU Maulid. 2027 polls, INEC fixes November for nationwide mock accreditation exercise. Ugoyama fire, road cleared for passage after emergency response. FIFA slams 10-match ban, $90,000 fine on Argentina's Paredes. And Governor Puebolo's aide says Davido is banned from performing in Edo. Details in a moment.
Every second, every minute, every day, news is breaking, events occur, and there are new developments. At Signature TV, we follow these stories objectively, bringing all sides without bias, explaining the complex issues, breaking down the numbers, and investigating the issues behind the news. Anywhere and everywhere, near or far, wherever the news is, we will be there. Signature TV. News in your pocket.
The federal government has declared Tuesday, August 25, 2026, a public holiday to mark this year's Eid al-Maulid, commemorating the birth of a holy prophet, Muhammad. Minister of Interior Olubunmi Tunjojo announced the holiday on behalf of the federal government in a statement issued on Friday by the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry, Magdalena Jani. Tunjojo congratulated Muslims in Nigeria and across the diaspora on the occasion, urging Nigerians to reflect on the values of compassion, humility, and service associated with the life of the Prophet Muhammad. The minister also called on Nigerians to use the occasion to pray for peace and national cohesion, stressing that maintaining unity remains a collective responsibility. He urged citizens to celebrate the occasion with restraint and mutual respect while wishing Muslim community a joyous and peaceful Eid. The Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) will conduct a nationwide mock accreditation exercise in November 2026 as one of measures to test its readiness for the 2026 general elections. Chairman of the Commission, Professor Joash Ojoma Amopita, said this. Amopita disclosed on Friday in Abuja when he received the Charge d'Affaires of the Canadian High Commission to Nigeria, David Sproul, and other officials of the Commission on a courtesy visit to the INEC headquarters. According to him, the mock accreditation would subject the bimodal voter accreditation system and other electoral equipment to a rigorous field test ahead of the general elections. Said the exercise was designed to identify and address possible operational challenges before the elections, stressing that the Commission was determined to build on the lessons learned from recent off-circle elections. Professor Mobita disclosed that INEC had established a dedicated artificial intelligence AI unit to respond to emerging technological challenges in election administration. Said the unit would explore the use of AI in areas including data management and voter registration, while helping the Commission confront emerging threats such as deepfakes and AI-generated disinformation. Former Vice President Atiku Abubakar has rejected President Bola Tinubu's description of his proposed intervention in Nigeria's petroleum sector as economically ignorant, accusing the administration of worsening the cost of living crisis while celebrating increased government revenues. Atiku, in a statement issued on his behalf by Senior Special Assistant on Public Communication Pram Shaibu on Friday, said the president was in no position to lecture Nigerians on the economy. After the removal of petrol subsidy, the liberalization of foreign exchange market, and the subsequent rise in inflation, transport costs, and household expenses, Atiku's comments came after President Tinubu criticized proposals to restore or introduce another form of petroleum subsidy, labeling Atiku's proposed model as a demonstration of serious ignorance on governance and economy. Atiku accused the administration of applying what he called a rigid approach to subsidy removal despite the severe economic consequences that followed. According to him, the removal of subsidy without adequate measures to cushion its effect triggered a chain reaction across the economy, with petrol prices, transportation costs, and food prices rising sharply, while the naira also depreciated significantly. United States Federal Bureau of Investigation has warned that releasing some records relating to President Bola Tinubu could endanger the lives or physical safety of individuals, as it seeks permission to privately explain why the documents were withheld. The FBI made a disclosure in an application filed before the U.S. District Court for the District of Columbia on August 20, asking the court to allow it to submit a confidential declaration explaining its position. The agency said it could not publicly disclose the full reasons for withholding some of the records, because doing so could expose sensitive law enforcement techniques and procedures. The FBI is seeking an ex parte in-camera declaration which will allow it to provide a judge with its explanation privately and under seal. The records are being sought by Aaron Greenspan, founder of Plainsight, who filed Freedom of Information Act request for documents relating to Tinubu from 1992 to 1993. Among the requests is Tinubu's entire FBI file and interview records connected to an FBI case. The development is the latest step in a prolonged legal dispute over requests for U.S. government records concerning allegations linked to Tinubu and a Chicago drug investigation dating to the early 1990s. The Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Reduction, Bernard Doro, says Nigeria's revised national migration policy is a major milestone in efforts to strengthen migration protection, support the reintegration of Nigerians returning home. The Federal Executive Council adopted a revised policy at its meeting following consultation with the government agencies, state government, civil society organization, academics and development partners. Bernard Doro described the adoption as a major step towards improving migration management and using migration to support national development. He said the policy will provide a stronger framework for implementing Nigeria's international commitments on safe, orderly, and regular migration. The revised policy was coordinated by the National Commission for Refugees, Migrants, and Internally Displaced Persons with technical support from the International Organization for Migration. The Kaduna State Police Command has rescued 75 travelers, including men, women, and children abducted by armed men near Fowaya village in Bereningwari local government area of the state. The victims were traveling in commercial buses, were reportedly kidnapped by gunmen wielding AK-47 rifles and other sophisticated weapons, taken into a forest where they were concealed in a cave. Command, in a statement issued on Friday by its public relations officer, Mansir Hassan, said the victims were rescued after the police received timely information from the Bereningwari branch of the National Union of Road Transport Workers. Hassan said the incident occurred at about 5:30 p.m. on Wednesday, August 19, 2026, at Fowaya village near Bereningwari. According to him, the abductors subsequently took the victims into the forest and hid them in a cave located in a mountainous area. Hassan said the arrival of the police operatives forced the kidnappers to flee, leaving the victims behind. Statement quoted the State Commissioner of Police, Rabiu Mohammed, as commending the NURTW branch for its role in providing what he described as timely and vital information that enabled the police to respond swiftly. Mohammed urged residents to remain vigilant and provide security agencies with information that will help prevent attacks and kidnappings in the state. The Pan-Yoruba Socio-Political Organization, Afenifere, on Friday raised alarm over the incessant attacks on and kidnapping of farmers and other innocent citizens in the region. Afenifere, in a statement issued by its National Publicity Secretary, Jare Ajayi, in Ibadan, the Oyo State capital, added that there were several such incidents in various parts of Yoruba land and elsewhere in Nigeria that were unreported. The organization revealed that during its recent visits to the Okeogun area, the northern part of Oyo and Ondo states, some people lamented that they have abandoned their farms for three major reasons. Afenifere explained that a prominent farmer in Ondo state had abandoned his farm because of insecurity. The group stressed that the president of Cowpear and Baines Farmers Association of Nigeria and vice president of the Federation of Agricultural Commodities Association, Shitu Kabiru, stated the production of these commodities has dropped by almost 70%, at least in the north. There was a fire outbreak in the early hours of Friday at Ugoyama in ENUGU State, raising concerns among motorists and residents in the area. The ENUGU State Fire Service, led by its director, Okudili, promptly responded to the incident and worked to contain the situation. Following the intervention of the fire service, the affected area has been cleared, with authorities confirming that the road is now safe and open. Speaking on the development, the director of the ENUGU State Fire Service, Okudili, confirmed that the fire service responded to the emergency, assuring road users that passage has been restored. Motorists are, however, advised to remain cautious while using the area as normal activities continue.
I want to tell our people that Ugoyama is free. It's very, very free. There was a fire incident there in the morning around between 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. And immediately ENUGU State Fire Service received a distress call about the fire. We responded within 10 minutes. and that place was cleared within 20 minutes. That video was taken before the arrival of fire service. And you know, when somebody has posted something, it will be going on. Even if you see it tomorrow, you think like something that is happening now. So I want to ensure our people that the situation has been under control, the fire has been extinguished.
Growing evidence that environmental factors can increase cardiovascular risk beyond conventional conditions such as hypertension, diabetes, and obesity is raising fresh public health concerns in Nigeria. This fact was highlighted by Professor of Cardiology and Cardiovascular Pharmacology, Professor Raphael Anakwe, at the 249th inaugural lecture of University of Nigeria, in which he examined the emerging link between environmental toxicity and healthy hearts. Correspondent Christopher Lele takes the story from here.
The 249th inaugural lecture of the University of Nigeria brought together health professionals, academics, policymakers, students, and community leaders to examine a growing but often overlooked dimension of cardiovascular disease, the heart-habitat interface. Representing the Vice-Chancellor, Professor Simon Otoaya, the Deputy Vice-Chancellor, Professor Josephat Owomere, described the lecture as timely as he declared the event opened.
On behalf of our iconic Vice-Chancellor, Professor Simon Otoaya, I declare this event open. Thank you.
Delivering the lecture titled Beyond Traditional Cardiovascular Risk Factors, Toxic Shadows and the Heart-Habitat Interface, a professor of cardiology and cardiovascular pharmacology, Professor Raphael Anakwe, drew attention to emerging environmental threats to heart health. He highlighted concerns over microplastics, air pollution, and other environmental toxicants, noting that cardiovascular risk can no longer be viewed solely through traditional factors such as high blood pressure, elevated cholesterol, and diabetes.
99% of the world population breathes in air, polluted air. This is according to WHO guideline. It means that almost all of us here in this space breathe in polluted air. 8.1 million deaths are attributable to air pollution in 2021, the second largest risk factor for death. And approximately 2,000 young children die every day from air pollution. Average global reduction in life expectancy is 1.8 years, and it is 3 to 4 years in Nigeria and West Africa. Meaning that if we were to live 50 years, if you're exposed to air pollution, your life expectancy comes down to about 56 years.
Professor Anakwe called for greater investment in primary prevention, environmental health, and cardiovascular research, alongside policies aimed at reducing exposure to harmful pollutants.
This lecture is a call to action to researchers to deepen inquiry into toxicant-induced cardiovascular disease across African contexts. It is a call to action and policymakers to strengthen protection through regulation, monitoring, and enforcement. It's a call to clinicians to expand vision beyond the traditional risk factor checklist.
ENUGU State Commissioner for Health, Professor George Ugu, commended the inaugural lecturer for his contributions to cardiology and medical research, describing the lecture as a valuable addition to ongoing efforts to strengthen healthcare delivery.
Very successful, very informative. You know, Professor Ralph Anakwe is one of our leading physician, clinician, and of course a teacher and a mentor. He has displayed to the world his worth, and we're happy to be here. You can see all of us in the academic community, in the leadership circle, in the health system. We are all here to learn and to share in his joy. It's a very great day.
Colleagues and stakeholders also applauded the depth of the presentation, saying its recommendation offer important perspectives for confronting emerging cardiovascular risks and improving long-term health outcomes.
I've learned that there are some things that we have to not increase the chances of having cardiac problem by not stressing yourself in so many other things, and also that government should have an important role to play in some of these industrial waste and so many other things that increases some of the toxic material that goes into our system.
So great. At least he paid his dues. He actually made something that was very important to the society, and he has already communicated to them. So it's now left for us to let the right organizations be well informed on what it should do.
And I'm happy to be here today. I'm happy to associate Professor Anabuo. He's done very well today as our inaugural lecturer, and I pray God to continue to bless him.
Family members and colleagues described the event as a celebration of years of study, clinical service, and commitment to advancing cardiovascular medicine.
I'm so happy. I'm very happy that today eventually came. Like he said initially when he was giving the date to give this inaugural lecture, he was really excited. We worked together, and I'm happy that today eventually it was a good one, a big success to the glory of God.
I'm so happy for him. He has worked really hard all his life to come to this particular position. So I'm so happy, and I give God all the glory.
The event climaxed with the presentation of the inaugural lecture certificate, award and gift to Professor Raphael Anakwe in recognition of his academic excellence and contribution to medical education and cardiovascular healthcare. In ENUGU, Christopher Lele, Signature TV News.
Still to come, Ebola vaccine trial to start in DR Congo as warning issued over speed of infections. Turkey issues genocide warrant for Israel PM Netanyahu. And FIFA slams 10-match ban, $90,000 fine on Argentina's Paredes. Governor Pueblo's aide says Davido is banned from performing in Edo. Stay with us.
We are local.
The international community is observing
is in chaos.
Those in support of this motion as amended say aye.
We have taken this by default.
Israeli airstrikes.
Donald Trump left us the worst unemployment.
Signature TV, news in your pocket.
The Democratic Republic of Congo is gearing up to roll out an Ebola vaccine, with some doses being used as part of a trial to see if it is effective against the Budembuyo species of the virus that is currently circulating in the country. The Evebo vaccine does help protect against the Zaire species of Ebola, but currently there are no proven vaccines or treatments for Budembuyo. The rollout comes as the World Health Organization WHO issued a new warning that Ebola was growing exponentially in the north and east of DR Congo, and the spread of infections now covered an area bigger than France. Close to 2,500 people have now died in this outbreak, which was declared 3 months ago. Julian Hannes, the WHO's Ebola coordinator, told reporters that half of the deaths happened in the last 20 days. A new report by Save the Children suggests that at least 180 Congolese children have lost both parents or caregivers since the outbreak began. The outbreak is now the deadliest in DR Congo's history and the second worst ever, only surpassed by the 2014-2016 West Africa outbreak when more than 11,000 people died. Experts say that it may have been spreading in DR Congo since as early as February, but infections of the Budembuyo species were initially misdiagnosed as typhoid and malaria. Turkey has sought an international arrest warrant for Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, accusing him of genocide linked to Israel's interception of an aid flotilla for Gaza, Justice Minister announced Friday. Turkey has become a virulent critic of Israel's war in Gaza, sparked by the Hamas October 7, 2023 attacks in Israel. President Recep Tayyip Erdogan has frequently accused Netanyahu of genocide Israel's interception of a flotilla carrying some 430 activists in May sparked an international outcry. France, Italy, and Australia have also launched judicial proceedings. Turkey's Justice Minister Akin Golek said on X that his ministry had asked the Interior Ministry to issue Interpol red notice arrest for Netanyahu and another Israeli named as Afek Moskovich. The ministry said Netanyahu and Moskovich were being persecuted for crimes against humanity, genocide, aggravated deprivation of liberty, intentional assault and battery, torture, destruction of property, aggravated looting, and hijacking of transport vehicles. Sports now. Argentina midfielder Alejandro Paredes has been hit with a 10-match international suspension and $90,000 fine by FIFA over his conduct following Argentina's defeat to Spain at the 2026 World Cup final. FIFA announced the punishment on Friday, weeks after opening disciplinary proceedings against several Argentina players and officials over incidents that followed the final whistle at a New York, New Jersey stadium. Paredes was among the Argentina players involved in a confrontation with the Spanish opponents after Spain secured a 1-0 victory after extra time to lift the World Cup. Midfielder's 10-match suspension represents a significant setback for Argentina, as Paredes will be unavailable for the national team across the matches covered by the FIFA disciplinary ruling. FIFA's latest decision adds a lengthy international ban and financial penalty to the fallout from an incident that overshadowed the closing moments of a tournament. And now to entertainment, where the Senior Special Assistant on Digital Media to Edo State Governor Monday Okpebholo, Apostle Casey Chukwu, has said Davido should not expect to perform in the state for the remainder of the governor's tenure amid the ongoing dispute between the singer and the governor. Chukwu made a declaration in a video shared online on Thursday. The aide's comments followed Davido's refusal to apologize for remarks he made about Okpebholo after the governor criticized Osun State Governor Ademola Adeleke, Davido's uncle, during the build-up to the August 15 governorship election. Davido had earlier shared what appeared to be Okpebholo's WAEC result on his Instagram story and later defended the post during an interview, saying he had no reason to apologize. Reacting, Chukwu said Davido had been banned from performing in Edo State for the remainder of Okpebholo's tenure. Reacting, Chukwu said Davido cannot perform in Edo State any longer.
Because since you no get respect, because you as your papa no bring you up to respect your elders, as your papa no bring you up to respect your elders, Davido, I want to tell you, you have been banned from coming to Edo State to perform. We no want to see you for Edo again, Davido. Since you saw the governor children, they saw the governor of this state, the remaining 6 years plus for this government, we no want to see you because.
That's the global news. I am Barry Kumo Ado. Thanks for watching.
Signaturetv, news in your pocket. Signaturetv, news in your pocket.
don't get comfortable to the place that you say you will mess me up, you will tarnish. Don't tarnish my image because I'm not praying for you, your image to be tarnished.
There's some interviews where you ask questions, and there's some interviews where the person has a story to tell, and they're just a channel for those stories.
As strong as I am as an actor in front of a camera,
Yes.
I'm the shyest person.
Ife Mena, the character Nigerians have come to love and hate, from To Kill a Monkey, was embodied by William Benson.
From the beginning of the year up until when To Kill a Monkey came out, gigs were quite difficult to get. And I kept getting insults. People tag me, write a criminal.
William Benson has a story to tell.
The part that kills me the most was we went for the show that we were doing for Basunjo Aremu. By the time we fired into Lagos toll gate, my brother called me and said my mom has passed.
Oh dear.
21st of March, 4 days to my birthday,
Oof.
my dad passed.
Oof.
So the month became so heavy.
To almost giving up on acting because he had waited too long.
Because I was really upset. Then you now go into their gathering where they're all gathered. They say, man, I love your work, they will do work. Oh. And the man, like, they do work, you don't go call me, come do the one they do. Then you don't do like 5. None of them are there, waiting there.
Yes. People would praise him, but they wouldn't give him roles. So starting to sell perfume.
In the first week, I sold 180,000 naira. In 2 months, I'd grossed over 4-point-something million in perfume sales.
So meeting the pastor that he says changed his life.
Sign fireman. And that was how everything changed for me because
the day before he got the call from Kemi Adetiba, the pastor said to him,
William, kneel down, let me bless you. Before my knee hits the floor, he said, I'm done. I was like, what kind of prayer is this one now?
And that evening, it turned out that Kemi asked for his number.
Instantly, she called me back and she said, William, how are you? I said, I'm fine. She said, William, we need you. And that was it. And we finished talking.
So you didn't do a new audition for To Kill a Monkey?
Truth be told,
yes.
I didn't know there was an audition. I didn't even know
that anything
was happening.
William Benson is in the midst of death crisis.
Yeah, and I did my own personal show. I had partners who came on board, but things went south.
And some people are angry. Exclusively on this show, he speaks to them.
I just want to also use this opportunity to tell people, it's easy for me to say, oh, I didn't make money from the gig. There is no way I can pay you. We all lost. So let us move on. But I've made it an imprint that no matter what is, everybody must be paid. I'm not saying will, must be paid.
It's just as you saw him in the movie. Vulnerable, authentic, passionate, open-hearted. William Benson with today.
Come for me.
Well, like I said, good to see you. This is not how I planned studying to. We were telling me about when we met that I had forgotten, and you following my work. And what I remember is the first time I saw you was Ajoche.
Oh,
I watched Ajoche twice.
Serious?
Yes. No. Wow. I was such a fan of Ajoche. So one day I met James and everybody at the airport.
Okay.
They were on a trip to Benue, I think. David Mark had invited them.
Yes.
Or something.
Oh, yes. I was.
So I was.
No, it was Abuja.
Abuja, yes. And then I'm like, where is your character's name? That's what I was looking. So you were not there.
Oh my.
So I'm like, where is he? I need to tell him how amazing he is. And so that was the first time I was going to meet you.
Okay.
But I didn't meet you.
Oh my.
So I said to James, and then I was going to, and I think Aka was in it. So I said to Aka, you know what? I wanted to host. Because of that, I said, you know what? I'm going to host everybody on a George to dinner at the end of the series, but life happened.
Oh, yeah.
But I've been a fan of yours for so long. And I remember when I was watching at George, I thought that you were truly phenomenal in Ajoche.
Thank you.
Just phenomenal.
Thank you.
And you've been very busy in Nollywood. I just kept waiting
for that one that one pointer.
For that one thing. And each time I'm like, is this almost it? I'm like, okay, is this almost it?
Yeah.
Anyway, fanboying over. Let's come to this.
Yes, please.
This has clearly been Williams Benson's year.
Yes.
So even before To Kill a Monkey, this has been the year of, I mean, some of his plays from last year. So Suki, The Fire and the Moth.
Even from 2021.
From 20 years.
Cordelia.
Yes. Tunde Kelani, which I saw in the cinemas.
Yeah.
So the week after watching 2KM, I think that was when Cordelia came out. I was on my William Benson beach, so I went to the cinema just to see it. But then I was watching an interview where you said you started shooting many of these movies from 2020 or 2021.
So Ajoche was 2018.
Yes.
Unbroken was 2019.
Yes.
Then 2020 was what's the name of this film again? It's a series basically.
Right.
It was done for Rock.
Right.
Fractured.
Fractured. Right.
So, but Fractured didn't come out.
Yes.
I don't know. There was probably something that made it. Then maybe they released it outside Nigeria, but I don't know.
Right.
Then 2021. So I got back from church. I was in the house and I was walking around. I was staying at number 10B, Michael Olawale Cole here.
Right.
And something just like, call TK. When was the last time you spoke to him? I just called him and he said, William, are you in the country? I said, yes, I am. He said, oh, mine. Okay, you're going to do something for me. Just do me 1 minute monologue. It's not for me. I know what you can do, but it's for these other people here because we're pairing. I said, no problem, sir. Immediately I did it. He said, William, we'll see you on set. We'll talk about the other things when you come. Yeah. We just want to do this. So we finished Cordelia in 2021. Really? Well, it came out, I think, on Amazon Prime.
Yes.
Well, it was short-lived because of some things that they didn't do properly. So after then, it went off again until this time. So it's a compilation of almost all the things I did from 2021 down 2022. So everything
just seems to have come out in a couple of months.
Come together, yes.
It's incredible, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It is. The beauty of it for me, like I always tell people, is divinity at work. I was on stage first for a long time.
Yes, of course.
Even my friends would tell me, William, go to film. I just look at it and I said, no. I kept fighting it until I met in 2016. I think towards the end of 2016, I went for an audition around where this hotel used to be, Protier. Along Lekki, before Chevron.
Yes, on the left.
On the left.
It's now a new hotel.
Yes, now a new hotel. Yes. So I went there, so we're coming back. There was this lady I met and we're gisting and I said, oh, follow me to fellowship and church. He said, come to my church. I said, okay. And say where? He said stadium. I said, no problem, you're inviting me. I love God. So anywhere you take me to, we go together. Right. So we got there and I was looking at the person preaching. I said, I've seen this person before, but I can't place it. And it just came into my spirit. I just quickly Googled it and I signed Fireman.
Right.
Yes. And that was how everything changed for me because I sat down with him one day and he looked at me and said, what do you do? Right. I said, I'm a stage actor and a stage director and playwright. He says, no, film. I said, stage. So we kept going back and forth. I said, no, stage. Because I was very adamant with it. Sometimes the way God sets your purpose is where He protects. Your purpose is where He runs you, where He has kept all your wealth, everything that you need to survive this earth.
Right.
And what the devil does most times is he derails you and puts you in a place that you feel so passionate about, but you have less income, you have less activities going on. So he said to me, he said, film. I said, just agree. I said, okay, film.
Right.
He said, your purpose is film. And to do film and to use film also to help the work of God. Right. And that was it. And I switched.
Based on that, you switched?
Based on that, I didn't leave totally. Yes. I just switched. Let me see what it's going to be like. Yes. I just switched, and for the first time, the kind of money I made, I was like, then most of my friends said, you see what we've been telling you since? You see what we've been telling you? Your head is too stubborn. Just see them now. They make money now. I said, okay. But once I met him, it just shows that no matter how hardworking we are, we need the help of God. And it says, believe in God, you shall be established. Ajoche came out 260 episodes.
Yes. I heard you guys shot for 11 months.
11 months, not groomed, looking rough and all that. People who watched it, who are in the industry, who are key players, know that this guy is good, but nobody is calling him the way they will call him. And me, on my own part also, probably because of that, I'm very picky what I do.
Right.
I don't rush everything they throw at me, and it's not because of pride. It's just, for me, if I'm going to do anything, it has to be quality driven. It's written well, who is producing, and all that. When it comes out, what is the mileage? What mileage will it carry? What mileage will it go? What extent? What distance? And all that. Within that same frame, when Kemi was to do KOB, King of Boys, she sent me a message, then called me.
Okay.
I said, I want you to do 1 minute monologue for me. And me, I don't like, what's it called, self-taped auditions. I just don't have the heart for it. I don't like it, basically. So when she said, I just did it anyhow and sent to her, because if you want me to come, I need to feel the energy of the people I'll be working with, or the place, or the environment, or the people who will be judging me, than for me to just face myself and be talking. I don't enjoy it. So I didn't get a call back from her. Then 2023, I think 12th of August, I was in church. We went for evangelism, and we got back. I wasn't satisfied. I was like, I need to. So I took more flyers and went to some other areas we didn't go to alone. I didn't care whether people knew me on television and all that. God's business is God's business for me. I'm not important. God is more important, and I'm under His shadow. So if I'm under His shadow, humility gives me the elevation of these things. So I went and I distributed the flyers. By the time I was done, then I was tired. Then I was hungry. So when I got back to church, I entered Heaven's Dining, which is the church's restaurant in Aguda. And as I entered, my pastor was sitting down there. So he just looked up at me and said, William, kneel down, let me bless you. Before my knee hits the floor, he said, I'm done. I was like, what kind of prayer is this one now? You say, make I do that now, you say, make I do again. What? As simple as he said that, the next day, I went to visit a friend in Bagada. And by the time I was done, I wanted to do something. Something just said, check your phone. So I pulled out my phone. It was Tola Odunsi that was calling. So I was talking to Tola. I said, William, what's wrong with you now? Why are you not picking Kemi's call? I said, who is Kemi? He said, Kemi, I did it. I said, Kemi.
Impossible.
It can't possibly. If there's anyone like that. I said, what? I said, okay, let me check. So I checked 4 missed calls. So I called Kemi back. And she said, William, drop the call, I'll call you back. I was like, hey, this one they will call me back. I hope the job has not gone to another person. Then I dropped the call. Instantly she called me back and she said, William, how are you? I said, I'm fine. I said, okay, this is what we're doing. She kept talking. We talked for almost an hour, 30 minutes, going to 2 hours.
Wow.
And all I did was just listen.
Wow.
And I could feel the passion with which she was talking with regards to the series To Kill a Monkey. And she kept talked and gave me, and I kept listening. Then to crown it all up, she said, William, we need you. I said, okay. She went again, William, we need you. I said, okay. William, we need. I said, I'm in. I said, hey, that's what I want to hear. That's what I want to hear. So my brother will call you. You guys will talk figures and all that. Then we're good to go. And that was it. And we finished talking.
So you didn't do a new audition for To Kill a Monkey?
Truth be told, I didn't know there was an audition. I didn't even know
that anything
was happening. So you could see divinity at play. And you would say, oh, how do you know that prayer was what did it? Sometimes you don't know what God forgets. People say God does not forget things, but it's not true. Because the scriptures is very clear. A lot of people read it and miss. It said, and God remembered Anna. And God remembered this person. It means that for there to be a remembrance, there was a forgetting. So a lot of times people just quote what they want to quote from their spirit without
the word itself.
The word itself. So that was it for me. Then, for you to now know it was the prayer that worked, and we were on set. I was now talking to Kevin, and Kevin said, do you know what really happened? I said, no. He said, we had 2 people.
Yeah, and she tweeted about
Yes, we had 2 people that we were banking on, but it didn't work out with them. Then in the evening yesterday, which was at the same time that prayer happened,
Wow.
he said I was having a walk with my husband and my brother, and your name came to my mind.
Whoa.
And I remember that I'd seen you in a short clip of a Moran's film.
Right, Herbert
Macaulay Affair. And I also have seen a clip of you in Tola Odusi's film. So I had to call Tola. And when I called Tola, for you to also know divinity was at play, Tola was the one that called me saying that you missed Kemi's call. Why? Now, what Tola told her was, Kemi, I beg of you, this is the guy you are looking for. This is that one thing he's been waiting for the world to see, that he is a great actor. And that was what Tola told her, and she called me.
Whoa.
So there is no way you will remove divinity from it.
Yeah.
Come to think of it, everyone who was on that set knew it was divinity at work. 2023, 17th of August, the film, the shoot started.
Yeah.
6 weeks after that, we were done in 2023. And 2 years, they were in edit. Kemi didn't do any other gig. She focused on edit, helped her husband in finding Messiah, and after that, no other gig.
Yes.
Then 2 years after,
Yeah.
the film came out, and the whole world is agog.
Yeah.
People became analysts,
Yeah.
people became critics, people became whatever they want to become with To Kill a Monkey. A lot of people were on To Kill a Monkey using it to boost themselves.
Yes, of course.
Why? Because it carried fruits that resonated with everybody. I will go to my Instagram page. I was 4,700 and something followers on Instagram.
Let me tell you, I know. because the day after, I went to look for your page, and you had not started posting a day after.
Yep.
So I'm just like,
what is wrong?
Yes, I went back yesterday,
and
the 100. I'm like, what?
I'm not joking. Anything that doesn't promote God, I don't jump. Every picture you saw there before To Kill a Monkey.
Yes.
At almost 95% of them I posted in 2018, 2019.
Yes, I was thinking maybe it's not your original page.
Do you understand? And I left it. If I come there, I may just do not like I'm not posting. Probably I'm resting my head on the pillow. I just post it there. Let it be there.
Yeah.
But when the time is right, everything falls into place.
Yeah.
And within 4 days, I'd moved from 4,000 plus to 20-something thousand followers.
Yes.
And it kept climbing. It kept climbing.
Yes.
Then my TikTok, I was 279 plus. And within 3 days, I'd entered 30,000 followers.
Yes.
And you tell yourself, what did you do for that to happen?
Yes.
Just one film.
Yes.
Everybody started looking for me. Everybody said, I'm just seeing him. So you see the way it is. When God is preparing you, he covers you the same way he covers gold or precious stones. You pick out gold, you have to refine it, you have to clean it, and it was the cleaning period for me, all their judges. And because even at the time To Kill a Monkey came, I got a 130 episode Showmax gig.
Right.
The same day. And I looked at it, I was like, this one is Nigeria and some part of Africa.
Yeah.
This one is 8.
Yes.
Original.
Yes.
I said, James. I called him, I said, James, I take a beg you. I'm putting this before you. Be the judge of this case. Let us
James, the executive producer of the
world. I said, be the judge of this case.
Yes.
Let me know what you will do if you are the one. And he said, William, I beg, go for that one. And that was it.
Yeah.
I jumped on it.
Yeah.
And look at it. 8 episodes.
Yeah.
We're number 1 in the UK. We're number 1 in several countries. And a lot of people call me and say, it's not in America. I tell them, check it, it's in America. And once you check it, the next day, oh boy. Then you go to your Instagram page, you see messages.
Yeah, of course.
Got close to 16, 17 messages, and all I was getting. As at all the interviews I've been doing, So it was at 6 at first, then kept moving up. And all you hear is, Prosife, this is my story you put out there. This is Efe. I'm Efe, the person you put out there. Everything about your character in the beginning, it seemed like the whole world was against me. But one way or the other, God redeemed me. But it wasn't like your other part where you fell into the wrong hand. But mine was, I got saved to the point that I was stable and stabilized, and my family were happy. And some would tell you I'm still suffering
this thing,
And this film has just shown me that no matter how it is, I should be patient. So you just see how To Kill a Monkey resonated with everybody. And when Kemi was writing it, I want to believe that she didn't expect it to have this traction it's having now and people resonating with it. And you don't know when God is trying to tell a story through you, using everybody, because he wants to help people. If what is going on in my inbox is going on, I wonder what's going on in Buchi's inbox. I wonder what's going on in every other person's inbox. So you just see those, you now have schools of thoughts, or feminist school of thought, or boss school of thought, or did he do right? Did he betray our boss? Did he...
The first time my partner, my business partner, the first time we saw after the movie, it was which side are you?
Yes.
If a side or opposite side? Yes, that's how we.
Do you understand? So everybody is taking side. Then you ask yourself the simple. You got to a point. I got tired of defending or answering, because like, if you're asking William, I will tell you honestly, as William, Ifemini was the victim. No matter how you want to put it. You don't know how the shoe hurts until you wear it. We're talking about real life. You're going to visit a person, and whilst you're standing at the balcony of the person, talking to the person, they push a tray, a cut of whatever, behind you, and they open the bowl. And you're not seeing cow meat. You're not seeing chicken. You're not seeing pork. You're not seeing anything close to what you're used to. You're seeing human heart, parts, and all that. As what they are preparing for you to eat.
It does something to a man's mind.
It kills you on the spot. If they tell you give XYZ, you will not hesitate to do it.
But I'm going to end by asking a question that, so we've talked about God. I want to talk about man, and then we'll end. The question people have been asking, you said they asked you on your Instagram page. Is William Benson married?
Should they? You want to gag me right now? Let the mystery continue.
So you are not going. You neither confirm nor deny.
Not deny.
Right. Okay. Is William Benson a daddy?
No.
Right. Okay.
I've always loved my parents, and the part that kills me the most was 2020 March. We went for the show that we were doing for Basunjo Aremu at that time. By the time we veered into Lagos toll gate, my brother called me and said my mom had passed.
Oh dear.
21st of March, 4 days to my birthday, my dad passed. So the month became so heavy that I didn't celebrate my birthday. And why that came up is because of the question you asked, is William Benson a dad? My desire was for them to see my kids. My desire was for them to bless them. I like to put this out there too, which is a downtime that I went through last year. Then I did my own personal show. And the personal show was it's called The Trials of Obovorawe in Baisi. So I had partners who came on board, but things went south. And from the beginning of the year up until when To Kill a Monkey came out, gigs were quite difficult to get. And I kept getting insults. People tag me, write a criminal. Like you said, let us come to the human part. I just want to also use this opportunity to tell people, it's easy for me to say, oh, I didn't make money from the gig. There is no way I can pay you. We all lost. So let us move on. But I've made it an imprint that no matter what is, everybody must be paid. I'm not saying will, must be paid. It may take time, but everybody must be paid. Don't get comfortable to the place that you say you will mess me up, you will tarnish. Don't tarnish my image, because I'm not praying for you, your image to be tarnished. It is work.
that was a powerful moment. Thank you for sharing your story with me today. And we look forward to more celebrations as God puts you in front in Jesus' name.
Amen.
New every morning on Signature TV, we open the day for you with needed energy, information, and required vibes to shape your day. From sizzling snippets of stories in various areas of life to intriguing conversations with net worth guests.
When you have people who have no track record becoming your leaders, you have a problem. There's no outstanding gratuity when Obi took over from me. I left, in all the accounts of Anambra State, 13.8 billion for him.
Your day cannot be complete without Signature Morning on weekdays and Signature New Day on weekends. There is no better way to start your day except Signature Morning and Signature New Day every day on Signature TV.
Signature TV, news in your pocket.
Why the main market is in chaos? People
We are national.
Those in support of this motion as amended say aye. Aye. We have taken it by default.
We are international.
Israeli airstrikes.
Donald Trump left us the worst unemployment.
Signature TV, news in your pocket.
Every second, every minute, every day, news is breaking. Events occur and there are new developments. At Signature TV, we follow these stories objectively, bringing all sides without bias, explaining the complex issues, breaking down the numbers, and investigating the issues behind the news. Anywhere and everywhere, near or far, wherever the news is, we will be there. Signature TV. News in your pocket.
We are local.